Travis Wayne Goodsell. I'm doing this video only because I recognized physically or visually recognized the change in the size of my belly. I didn't weigh myself, probably should have, but if you're unaware, at age 38, so 2008, I was disappeared by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They didn't like the fact that I was a translator and felt threatened by it, so they had me disappeared. That's the lawsuit that I have going, and caught the church in the act of paying the key person who had me disappeared. So for 6 years I was locked up in a confined cell, so no physical exercise. I wasn't going to try to do the sweating to the oldies stuff there in my cell, but so I ended up developing a sedentary life, and then on top of that they force drugged me after a couple of failed attempts. And so of course the drugging with the sedentary lifestyle and the controlled diet forced rapid weight gain, and all went into my midsection, especially being at the age that I'm at. That's when guys make the transformation into blobs. But for me, I was raised up as an athlete. I was always involved in sports, from baseball to volleyball, basketball, track and field, and so I was very fit, very toned at one point in time, which I cannot prove anymore. And so people just have to take my word for it. But my dad knows, as I did that video the other month about my dad punching me in the stomach, thinking I was just some lazy couch potato, and to his shock and horror, his lazy, no good bum of a son had ribs of steel. So nothing more exciting in a boy's life to realize his dad is completely terrified of him. And yet he still went on to lie with my disappearance, claiming that I was the violent one. He's the only one who hit me. So, yeah, the hypocrisy of Mormons. And so, when I got out, I still was somewhat incarcerated, still not sure what I'm allowed to do yet. Am I allowed to leave the apartment? Yes, master. So, yeah, the first opportunity I had, I got some running shorts and began running in the early mornings, and then got married. And so all exercise was canceled, as a different kind of exercise began, but then she left over a terrible tragedy involving the church again, and church members. And so I had to readjust my schedule to get back into running. Had to wait through the snow, ice of winters. And back again after this winter, trying to get back into exercising again. And noticing a big difference already. It's supposed to be tougher at my age. I remember younger years getting out of shape just by missing a couple of weeks, or even the whole summer, not practicing basketball, and then starting up again in the fall, and being pushed to get back into shape. It was quicker and easier back then. It's not so easy now, but making changes. So that's the kind of damage that the church did to me. I long since got off the drug, even though I was threatened to get back on it, as they tortured me and gave me the mold problem with the air unit, as my winter rash is the worst ever because of the mold ingestion. Corruption of people. And they say, well, you're not dead. It's you. You're the cause. You need to exercise. You caused this. And yet you're blaming me. Not wanting to take responsibility for their own actions. Because it's criminal. Of course criminals don't want to take responsibility. But now the church has been sued, and the lawsuit is airtight, guaranteed victory. Church has been served finally because the federal judges purposely delayed for the church, delaying the inevitable. And now they're going to have to decide what they're going to do, because they don't want this in the public. If they concede by saying no contest, I mean, yeah, they'll declare themselves not guilty, but they still have to accept the punishment for being guilty, which means it'll go on the federal record. So I don't think they want that either. But that's the only option if they were to pursue this legal case. And so I'm betting that they want to meet with me, or will want to meet with me, to make some kind of deal. But like I said in my request for relief, I'm not making no deals if you guys continue to exist. They have to be shut down. Because the crimes are ongoing for all of you guys as well. And if I were to just get settlement money, Mormons would hate me. I'd have to leave the state and go to a place where there are no Mormons. And that's how bad Mormonism is. I'm born and raised in it. Whole life. Faithful and devoted. Come to Utah, say, hey, I'm supporting Joseph Smith. I deciphered Paleo-Hebrew. Blacklisted. My own church. But they should be mailing the waiver back to me. I had to send 2 copies to them with the self-addressed stamped envelope so that they can mail it back to me, my copy back to me. And then they have until the 30th of March at midnight to respond. So they may hesitate, wait the whole time period, as corrupt people do. They purposely delay court proceedings so that they can waste as much time as possible on their case and make plans to flee. Because this is civil, it's not criminal. And so, yeah, I've watched, and as the church is doing things that indicate that they are preparing to flee if they need to at a moment's notice. So, a couple weeks ago, was it, or 2 weeks ago, when the handbook was released and the Boy Scouts went bankrupt, and all hell broke loose as Business Insider revealed what the church was investing in, and then last week we had the crash of the stock market. So apparently 1,000 points of the Dow is the equivalent of $2 trillion, because it dropped 3,000, and people are saying that the Dow lost $6 trillion. So doing the math, which then begs the question, why are we so deep in debt if we still have 26,000 on the Dow? Because that's 50 trillion. That's more than double the debt of the United States. And that could easily take care of the deficit as well. Strange. Oh well. So, yeah, I just wanted to update you on my physical health. I don't do no diet cleanse or whatever other crap that people experiment with and cause harm to their bodies.